and let go of everything that you're concerned about as we know the truth together, that this is a universe of good. Spirit is everything, everywhere, and spirit, universal, divine mind is absolutely love in expression. And thinking of that love that is always yearning to be an expression, I recognize that I am, and each one of us is, an individuation of this love, this divine love in expression. And since that is true, then I know that there is good for each and every one of us, and there is good for this whole world and good for this whole universe. And so I center my mind on the truth, the underlying truth of everything. This love is the foundation of our life. My life is an expression of God, and right now I give thanks, and I know that this life which we share in is now expressing itself through us as joy, as merriment, as celebration, as anticipation, as cheerful expectation that this is God's perfect day, the perfect month, the perfect place to be is right where we are. We are here in a room filled with the light of love, knowing that our hearts are filled with the light of love, and this love expresses as perfect health, perfect abundance, perfect health, and perfect joy. This is the truth, and I know that this Sunday celebration is all good. I give thanks that this is so. I turn it over to Spirit and invite you to close with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you. Oh come, Emmanuel, and comfort thee, O Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here, until the child of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent right here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel we're so blessed this morning to have Lucille Park as our musician. So let's just give her a hand. And I know that we have some singers in the audience who are looking forward to our plan to do Christmas carols today.
You betcha.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
So I just wanted to, if you don't know, I'm Reverend Kate. I think you all know that, and it's really great to be here today. We're here today because we understand that there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. The mission of our center is, as always, to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a spiritual approach to living. And I just want to say, because it's almost Christmas, and Lucille was telling me that that song was...
Oh yeah, it's very, very old, from England, and even as far back as the 8th century, there were nuns and monks that would sing that around.
So we are a New Thought Center, but we celebrate today traditions from the long past, and I want to just, give Lucille extra thanks for bringing that song to us today. And now I'd like to invite Martha to come up and light our candles this morning, and this is just our simple way to actually remind ourselves of this heritage that we share. The fact that there is an underlying spiritual unity of all people everywhere. So first, we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the path of harmony and equilibrium. And we light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. Then we light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the path of compassion. And of course, we light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the path of love. And we also light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of recognizing God as the great creator and sustainer of life. And I would like to invite everyone now to just join with me and take a moment to recognize your own inner light. It is always shining. It shines within us as we honor all forms of new thought, the metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Martha. So I really want to let everyone know that you're very welcome and remind you that today we're having a little Christmas party and sing-along. So be sure to stay for fellowship. I want to also remind you that Spiritual Mind Treatment is our gift to everyone on Sundays. So I think let's have our practitioners just raise their hands. We are available for you after the service today, during our fellowship time, or you can also leave a treatment request in the box in the lobby, and don't hesitate to do that. We love to pray. If you look inside your program, you'll see the announcements for today. I think that the main one, of course, is I did want to thank everyone for bringing their gifts for the food bank. And last week, we had so much donated for our bags for the homeless that I ended up taking the whole back into my car and driving it over to Interfaith Center. And they were very happy to get the donations So everything is going to a good use. So thank you, everyone. This has really been a year of giving, between that and our project in India and our earlier food drive. It really makes me happy that we are demonstrating our abundance through these projects. And this is really a community-based spiritual center. And everything happens because of our volunteers. So today, I want to give Ruth Ann so much thanks for this beautiful arrangement, Christmas arrangement. Now, we have a lot of talented people here, and Ruth Ann told me that the little figurines, the Santa and the baby, were painted by her mother-in-law. Is that right? So isn't that nice? Thank you for sharing that with us.
Pretty special.
I also want to thank Robert for being our greeter today. He did a wonderful job. He got to put all the books out too. So thank you, Robert. Of course, thank you, Martha, for the candle lighting. And I want to thank Larry for the recording, and I'm going to call him up in just a moment. And I also want to give special thanks to Angel, who called me at 9 and like, where are you? Oh, I'm in the driveway. So that was fun. So thank you, Angel, and thank you, Jan, today too. So the volunteer sheet is in the lobby, so please sign up. Now if you would open your programs and find the group reading. Let's read it together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. And I think everyone can stand right now. Yes, for a group song.
Okay, everybody, our group song is in the back.
Damn it.
It's okay to stay seated.
Yeah.
You don't have to stand.
That's right.
Because we're going to sing a lot of songs today, so don't worry
You
about
betcha.
standing.
So there are a lot of song sheets. It's Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, of course, in Spanish. And I thank Angel for suggesting this. We were going to do it later, but thank you, Angel. What a great song. So last page. Now, we have some more of these, you all. And we should maybe pass them over.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Betcha. Feliz Navidad. It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks, man. Okay. So, with a smile in our heart and maybe a little movement to dance a little bit. Here we go. Let's see. Ready? We got it? Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. And let's repeat. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. How about back to the beginning? Feliz Navidad.
año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Well, help get us going. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, now you can turn the microphone back on. Mine. For Larry, I'd like to invite Larry up to give us an inspirational reading. So, welcome, Larry.
Today's reading is a very interesting one. It's a letter that Ernest Holmes had written some years back now. I don't know just when. But it's very significant in all that he said. I don't like it in my face. Not stand over here. There's one comment in here which is a little bit, took me back, might take you back. But I'm going to repeat one other part that is really what he's talking about as I begin at the end of this first paragraph. And he says, Christmas is for remembrance. The love manifested through our gifts to each other typifies the offer of life and the givingness of spirit to its creations. The hands of the eternal are outstretched through our hands, and the heart of the infinite beats in the human breast. But the giver must give of himself, for the gift without the giver is bare. And let me repeat. Must give of himself, for the gift without the giver is bare. It is not, then, in lavish gifts that we find true giving, but in the sweet simplicity of remembrance, in the kindly thought, the tolerant mind, and the gentle act. Love alone can give love. Sympathy alone can sympathize, and only goodness can really do or be good. Great causes succeed when there is a giving of humanity to humanity. With the check must come the one who wrote it. Their interests, their enthusiasm, their love. The check must be a symbol of their desire to impart of themselves, and then shall it multiply its benefits and do good. Charity is sometimes cold, but love is warm. When heart speaks to heart, a divine conversation has taken place, a heavenly discourse. Each of us has something to give. Excuse me. Let each see that he gives of their best. If we are bringing our gifts to the altar of love, nothing less than the best will be acceptable. Nothing less than all is enough. May the real spirit of Christmas, the giving of self to life, enter and abide in you now and through all times. And so it is.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night,
That was so divine. That was beautiful. Thank you, Lucille. And thank you, everyone. But she has a fabulous voice. Thank you. Next item. This is just a little housekeeping. I was wondering how many people would be able to come next Sunday, which is actually Christmas Day. So I know a few people have told me that they're going to be spending Christmas with their grandchildren or children or friends. And so I just wondered if you would be able to come. Could you raise your hand? Okay, great. So those of us who come, we're going to have our own little private concert with Michael Paul. And I think that'll be nice. And I know he'll have some Christmas music for us. So good, thank you. Now, I would like to turn the podium over to Reverend Maurene, who's going to give us a little inspiration, and then we'll have more Christmas caroling and some food. So just keep that in your mind. But let's give a big welcome to Reverend Maurene.
Well, good morning, and it's great to be here at the podium and look at all these gorgeous smiles. And as Ernest called everyone, dancing lights. So today you're my dancing Christmas lights. So today is the week before Christmas. So I'm going to talk to you about this holiday, give you a little history, because I think it's important to really understand Christianity. You have to have a little basis of the history and the religion. And I'm also going to talk about this, not just the practical meaning, but the spiritual meaning of Christmas, and share my own understanding of the holiday. I think it's important to see the gifts that this holiday has for you. And it's time for us to birth our own divine child. This is what we talk about. The Christ within is birthing that consciousness, shining our lights. We had a poem, not last week, the week before, I shared a poem by Rumi that it's different lamps or different lights, but the same. We shine differently, but we have the same light. So, first I gotta tell you, there's an old man who lives in Oceanside, and he gets on the phone one day and he calls up his son and he says, I hate to ruin your day, but 45 years with your mother, I've had it. I'm going to get divorced. I can't handle it. And the son is like, what? What is wrong? Oh, don't do anything rash. Just calm down, Dad. Just calm down, Wait. And he goes, no, I just can't deal with this anymore. You talk to your sister. And he hangs up the phone. So the son calls the sister. She's in Chicago. And he says, you better call them. He's talking about getting divorced. So the daughter calls the dad and says, Dad, what's going on here? And he says, I can't deal with this. I'm getting divorced. And she goes, no, just wait, Dad. And she says, don't do a single thing. I'm calling up my brother back. We're taking the first flight out. We're going to be there. So calm down. We'll see you tomorrow. So the old man, he hangs up the phone and he goes, dear, the kids are coming for Christmas and they're paying your own way. Oh, wonderful. So this Christmas is filled with a lot of joy for me. I've already, decorated 2 houses, but it wasn't always this way. I cried myself through Christmas for a couple of years after my parents died. About 10 years ago, my mother, who was diabetic, had gone on dialysis, and she was in a lot of pain. It didn't work out for her, so after 3 months of dialysis, she made a choice and she said she was going to be leaving. I tried to talk to her, but it was her decision. And my father said, well, if she's not here, I'm not going to be here either. So the next day she went into a coma, because if you don't keep the dialysis up, you go into a coma. And my father stopped eating or drinking, and she was dead within 12 days, and he was dead 2 days later. And it was such a shock, and I just felt like my heart had been stomped on. And it was just, part of it was Christmas is a time of great tradition, and we had some good traditions. We used to make oyster stew. I don't know why. It was a tradition of the family. Oyster stew on Christmas evening, because my father's great-grandparents were from someplace on the East Coast. And I guess they have a lot of oysters there. But the wonderful thing I just really missed the most was looking at Christmas lights. My father would pile us all into the car, and there were 4 of us. And we would go look at Christmas trees and Christmas lights and Santas and elves and stars and all these amazing lights, different colors, different shapes. Some were pulsating, some flashing. And I just loved that tradition. And I just felt that first and second Christmas, where was that tradition? That tradition stopped for me. So, and we used to go home and sit in the dark and look at the Christmas tree. And when I was a kid, they had these little bubblers. The little bubbles would come up, and that was great. I loved it. So this time of the year, I feel a lot of compassion for anyone who's struggling through the holiday. I began the healing process when I started giving thanks, just being grateful for the people in my life that were no longer there, through death, divorce, moving away. We all have losses, and we can all enjoy and give thanks for that person or those people that were in our lives. And this holiday, I am filled with joy, and part of it is I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the gifts, the gift giving and receiving, but I'm also grateful for the birth of Christ in each of us. That's the joy of this season, is understanding our own divinity. A couple of thousand years ago, divinity came into the consciousness of people, race consciousness, divinity, and that race consciousness started everything to change. Before I go into Christ, do you know what the 4 stages of life are? You believe in Santa and Mrs. Claus. Second stage, you don't believe in Santa anymore. Third stage, you are Santa. Fourth stage, you look like Santa. Middle-aged. So what is Christ? It was kind of interesting. Christ comes from the Greek Christos, and it's written, it looks in English, it looks like a big X. So when people put Xmas, what they're using the Greek. It's the Greek, Christos, Christos, Christmas. So what it means, Christos means the anointed one. And the anointed ones were the kings of Israel, King David, King Solomon, King Saul. They were anointed. They were Christ. They were the Christed. They were also the Messiahs. And part of the Hebrew people, the Hebrew people had been oppressed by several other civilizations, the Assyrians, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, and they were looking for a Messiah. And they had Messiahs at different times in their history. So I think when Jesus came, they expected a warrior king. That's not who he was. He became a spiritual teacher, a spiritual warrior, in fact, releasing people from falsehoods, releasing people from ignorance, realizing the truth of who and what we are. We are spirit expressing. And the love and the light and the Most High. So Christ is born in us and to us and with us, and it gives us, as we grow, as we evolve, we express a greater Christ consciousness within. Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, Christ is not limited to any person, nor does it appear in only one age. The Christ is eternal as God. It's God's idea of itself, its own self-knowingness. So, what is this holiday we call Christmas or Christ Mass? Well, the origins come from pagan and Roman beliefs. The Romans actually celebrated 2 holidays in December, Saturnalia and birth of Mithra. Mithra was born on December 25th, and both were known for a lot of drinking and a lot of wild celebration. So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the pagan religions which have been around forever, and the winter solstice. So the winter solstice was a time to celebrate the fact that the worst of the winter was supposedly over, and people could look forward to longer days. But the first recorded incidents of Christmas actually happened in Rome in the 4th century. So technically, the Romans invented Christmas. But who was this man called Jesus? Well, according to the Gospels, Jesus was Jewish, born in Bethlehem, raised in Nazareth in Galilee, which was formerly Palestine and now northern Israel. And during the 1st century, his last name was not Christ. It wasn't Mary Christ or Joseph Christ. That was not his last name. His name was actually Yeshua ben Joseph, meaning Yeshua, the son of Joseph. But as history would have it, a German translator couldn't translate Yeshua, so he translated to Jesus. So that's how we get Jesus. And as was the custom, he spoke in the temple, and as was the custom, he was a rabbi. And also at that time, the custom was, if you were a rabbi, you were more than likely married. That was part of the Judaism. So, how did we get December 25th? Well, the Bible doesn't say when Jesus was born. Pope Julius I chose December 25th to absorb other traditions. And this custom spread to England by the 6th century. But the Bible codes, which are the Torah codes, you may not be familiar with the Torah codes, said that Jesus' birthday is September 11th, the year of Tishri 3759 on the Jewish calendar, which is September 11th, 3 BC, before the Common Era. Also at that day, Jupiter came into conjunction with Venus and Regulus lighting up the sky. So there was a lot of light in that day. But holding Christmas at the same time as the winter solstice and the birthday of Mithra, the church leaders thought, this increases our odds of having people come to church. But they were still kind of like the Mardi Gras, people partying a lot, which upset the Puritans, but I'll go into that. But about 10 years ago, I was in Paris, and I went to a very wonderful museum. It's called Musée d'Orsay, which is a museum, the Orsay Museum. And there was this amazing, beautiful statue. And I looked at this statue, it was just gorgeous. And it was a statue of Mithra. So I researched Mithra. Who is this Mithra? Apparently it was the Roman god from a tradition that came from the Zoroastrians. And he was born on December 25th. And most of the Roman soldiers, worshipped him. And it goes back that for probably 5 centuries. But then what happened was a Christian emperor called Theodosius banned the religion of Mithra. So Christianity took over. Mithraic religion rivaled Christianity, but it was destroyed. And the pilgrims, it's kind of interesting, the pilgrims, because it was not mentioned in the Bible, they did not believe in Christmas, they did not agree on a day to celebrate the birth of Christ, and it was outlawed in the first people that lived at Plymouth Rock, the first people in Massachusetts, what we now call Massachusetts. The Puritans refused, and it was if you had a an attitude of Christmas, you were fined 5 shillings or something. I was like, really, too much revelry for the Puritans, too much happiness, no joy here. But it was interesting that finally, in 1856, Massachusetts allowed Christmas as a state holiday. Took a while. So what did Ernest Holmes say about Christmas? Well, Diego Reyes, he's a Science of Mind Archives volunteer. I don't know if any of you have visited online, but we have the Science of Mind Archives, and they contain a lot of writings from Ernest Holmes and a lot of history, and including all of our religious science magazines through the years. And he said his belief was that Ernest's wish was for us to remember not only the biblical birth of Jesus, but to be certain we never forgot that the Christ that resides within ourselves is awaiting to be born. The divine lives within each of us. This is how we are supported and guided to be in unity with Spirit. So, major concepts, unity. When you unify with the one, you reach a consciousness of Christ consciousness. And in December of 1927, Ernest said, Christ is born to or within each as the human gives way to the divine. Jesus located God and the kingdom of heaven within himself. This was different, a very different concept from that of the teachers who had preceded him, and quite different from that of most of those who followed him, for nearly all taught that God was a mandatory power sitting somewhere in the vastness of space, judging you. So Jesus located God in his own soul. So complete was this realization that he was unable to find a place where the being of Jesus began and God left off, or where the being of God began and Jesus ceased. So they were in complete unity. He went on to say, this month we celebrate the birth of him who we think to have been the greatest spiritual genius who ever lived. Jesus was a Jew following the line of the Jewish tradition, but he brought to it something which was new, the value of an individual life and the relationship of the individual to the universal. Every person's a potential Christ. From the least to the greatest, same life runs through all, threading itself in the patterns of our individualities. Ernest also went on to say Jesus taught 2 great universal truths. One, we're surrounded by a divine presence, which presses against us everywhere, in it, around us, and through us. The other, we're surrounded by the universal law of intelligence, which we call love and law, the law of mind. It's done unto you as you believe. Through the conscious use of this power greater than we are, Jesus healed the sick, raised the dead, fed the multitudes, found money in the fish's mouth. Remember that story? To pay the taxes, he turned water into wine as a gift for his mom. And he raised himself from the dead. So Jesus taught a very intimate relationship, a divine partnership that we all have with the infinite. We all have it, no matter what you call it, what name you, big sweetie, whatever you want to call it. You have a divine relationship and a partnership. So, in closing, I just want to say, I'm trying to keep it short so we can have more time to sing and eat. So, in closing, I know we've all lost loved ones, and this time of year may be a little difficult, but we still have some amazing reasons to have a joyous celebration. we can remember all the good things and the wonderful things people in our life have done and for us and we have done for them. But mostly we can, I think Ernest said something like, he didn't say shout it at the rooftop, but he said shout it from a lamppost, which is kind of different. But he said, we're all dancing lights. We're all these Christmas lights where we all glow, we all have our light to share. And this light should not be covered up. We should express it because this is the divine. This is who we are. We are the divine. We are expressing this to the world. And it is our duty to shine. So we are unlimited with this love and light. So go shine. Go shine. Thank you. So, one more song?
You betcha.
All right.
Yeah. Shout it from the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching, or silent flocks by, behold, throughout the heavens there shone a holy light. Everybody, go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds feared, they trembled, when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus that hailed the Savior's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, the Christ consciousness is born. Tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, the Christ consciousness is born. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Christ consciousness is born. Christ consciousness is born. One more time. The Christ consciousness is born.
Thank you. You bet. All right. Well, thank you. This is our time for conscious giving. And I just want to remind you all that we have cash, check, credit card, Venmo. I use Venmo. It's very quick and easy. And if you use Venmo online, it's at CSL Carlsbad. So this is our time. And we'll, what you can do at this point, though, if you have a gift, you want to place it on your heart and just repeat after me. Divine light,
Divine light,
ask me
as
blesses and multiplies
blesses and multiplies
all that I am,
all that I am,
all that I have,
all that I have,
and all that I circulate.
and all that I circulate.
I give great gratitude that this is so,
I give great gratitude that this is so,
and so it is.
and so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so
I'm going to do a closing treatment, and we'll sing some more songs while Reverend Kate is setting up the food. And right now, though, I'd like to do a closing prayer. Oh, and there were some, did you, we have certificates, gift certificates for everyone?
Yeah.
And you've given them out?
I already passed it out.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And these are for the bookstore?
$5 gift certificate.
Ooh, thank you, Jen. All right, so you can shop, maybe get a gift for someone in your family. Thanks. So let's just take another deep breath and just join me in this Christ consciousness, knowing that there is only one life, one light. This one life is God's life, right here, right now. There's nothing apart from this life, the one which is light and love in me, around me, and through me. I am blessed. I am protected. I am healed. I am whole. I am healthy. I am prosperous. I am creative. I am loving and lovable. I give great gratitude for this presence, this light which shines in my heart, this light that shines through all of my giving and receiving, the light that blesses others by my presence. I let my light shine. I am one with this love, ever and never ending, always there, always for me, with me, as me. So I know this for myself, I know this for everyone, the great gift of the divinity of spirit. So I go forward today knowing that I am the light, I share my light, and I give the love that is at my heart, at my core. For this I am grateful. So I release my word into the law, knowing it is acted upon as spoken. I know this is so. And together we say,
So it is.
So what song would you like us to sing?
Well, I'll start out with Jingle Bells. Or, I mean, I don't care, y'all can.
Jingle Bells.
Okay?
Which page? Well, we know that one. Oh, it's on page 4.
Okay.
If you want to stand, you can stand.
Yeah, if y'all want to come over by the piano, feel free to.
All right.
All right? So. So let's start with the Jingle Bell. I think it just is A. All right, let's start with Jingle Bell. Oh, thank you. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, 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 when the bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now, I don't have, somebody start out the words. I don't have it. Okay, or you want to do, go on to a different one?
What words?
What?
What words do you want?
Well,
You said
I've got,
somebody start out with a word. That was-
yeah, how about that, or we could do that, because I've got so many sheets here, it's tough for me to keep up, honestly.
Come over and help us.
Yeah. Oh, come on, gentlemen, come on. Yeah, what's the start of the second verse, y'all?
Oh, now the ground is white.
Now the ground is white. Okay, let's go from there, shall we? Maybe bring up a chair. Now the ground is white. Because the words are there. Or we can scant sing. Here we go back to the chorus. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, and jingle bells, jingle all the way. What fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Everybody get ready for yeah. Yeah! You bet. All right, we're rolling. Pick one, dude. If you like. Or, Deck. How about you keep looking? Let's do Deck the Hall.
Page 4.
Page 4. Okay.
Page 4.
That's a good one.
All righty. Okay. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. Drawn we now our gay apparel. La 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 la. Drawn you find one?
Conrad, did you find another one?
Yeah, Conrad, you find one.
Christmas, how about the Christmas song, Conrad?
Yeah, let's get the song, that's a good one.
I like that.
Everybody likes Christmas songs.
All right.
Come all you faithful.
Same page, just four pages, got to sing.
Okay, I'll do the best I can with this, all right? If we need to do a cappella at one point, bear with. Chestnut roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna smile, 'cause even reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase. It's from 1 to 92. And although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Well, it's finding my piano.
Wish you a merry
Okay, about the 12 days of Christmas. Okay. Actually, yeah, I think is it the last one? No, it's 5, okay. So we need to decide who's doing what. Oh, yeah, should we all do it all? Let's do it. Okay. This is so fun. Oh, wait a minute, I have the wrong one. Here it is. Okay.
It may, am I missing?
Do you know the history of this song?
No.
This song was a song that the Catholics who were being oppressed by the Protestants used to remember their catechism. So each item had a meaning. Great.
Really? Yeah, I tell you. Was that in England? People have a rough time back then. You know, seriously. Okay, so, okay. Ready? Here we go. Hubba hubba. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 of Christmas, true love gave to me. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Now we're 8. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
What am I supposed to say?
On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Are we on 10? Here we go. On the 10th day of Christmas, true love gave to me 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. 11. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Woo! Hey, everybody! Come on, come on. Are we ready?
I know